The next commitment is to improve parental workplace support practices. So I would like to invite to the stage Luciana Nunez of Danone, Paul Bacchus of Nestlé, Barbara Byrne of Barclays, Sandy Hassink of the American Academy of Pediatrics, Alyssa Wood of KKR, and Martin Fiore of EY. Here's the challenge. According to the No Ceilings of Full Participation Project report issued by our foundation with Chelsea and Hillary when she was still here, and Melinda Gates and the Gates Foundation, parental leave practices in the United States fall far below global standards, despite some efforts to lower barriers for parents, particularly women, to balance parenthood and work. For example, we're the only developed country in the world without legally mandated paid leave, resulting in 25% of mothers returning to work within 2 weeks of giving birth. Workplace practices like these can have a negative impact on the health of mothers and newborns, limit the primary caregiver's opportunity to advance in the workforce, and reduce workplace retention and inclusion. Indeed, one of the biggest challenges we face in continuing to keep our growth going by increasing workforce participation is that our ranking among global countries in the percentage of women in the workforce has dropped breathtakingly. We used to be first, we're no longer in the top 10. And a big reason is the absence of family-friendly policies in the workforce. So here's how our commitment makers are addressing it. The Danone US and Nestlé, Barclays, KKR, EY, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and Cornell University are committing to implement a range of parental workplace support practices designed to improve health development and economic outcomes for families and companies. In addition to longer leave, paid leave, and leave for alternative family members. I wonder if that includes fathers, of course. The practices also encompass company culture and support within the office. Danone is expanding its paid maternity leave to 6 months and will expand its policy to account for cases of adoption, surrogacy, same-sex couples. Barclays is committed to create flexibility in its primary caregiver leave policy so that caregivers are able to structure their 16 weeks of leave in a way that best works for their family, work, and personal obligation. Similarly, EY is developing an awareness campaign to encourage men to take a full 6 weeks of paid leave. Good for you. Noting the importance of retaining women in the workforce, Nestlé is conducting an internal analysis on retention rates of new mothers to understand the impact of a U.S. maternity leave policy it established in 2014 that offers all its female employees 14 weeks of partially paid maternity leave. KKR is advancing the tools and resources available to new mothers in order to improve its policies and resources for employees who choose to breastfeed. It is also expanding the U.S. Adoption Assistance Program. This is a very big deal. It's amazing how many places have paid family leave that don't include adoptions. Where the bonding is sometimes more challenging and therefore the time is more important. The American Academy of Pediatrics will support this commitment by providing the participating companies with access to educational tools and resources, and Cornell University will help by providing faculty, academic, and staff expertise in areas of maternal and infant health. The efforts of each of these organizations will help to lower barriers to work-life balance and improve economic stability for new parents, while ultimately having a positive impact on the mental and physical health of parents, infants, and the productivity of the workforce. Let's give them a big hand.